Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all to the today's session, Innovation in Renewable Sustainable Energy. I am G.Purushothaman, Assistant Professor Tribly. So we are conducting the program under the Institution Innovation Council and by Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering jointly organizes this webinar. Okay. What is the innovation in renewable and sustainable energy? Why we are going for an renewable energy and other than the non-renewable energies like which we have to make it like diesel energy or if it is a coal, if there is a revolution of coal, if there is coal is uh, completely gone due to our usage of power. So one day we have to look back and we have to go for an renewable energy and we have to go for sustainable energy. So, what is the major renewable energy? Let me go for an introduction. What are the renewable energies? What are the renewable energies we can say? So, I think everybody is familiar with the solar energy, which is nowadays moreover 78% of home appliances we are having the solar water heater. Then geothermal energy is not available in our country because it entirely depends upon the volcanoes, that is sleeping volcanoes, which we have to drill the coal and we have to spread the water by one pipeline, and you can get the steam energy that may be a water steam, or if it is a chemical reaction oriented steam, we will collect the steam energy through another pipeline, and from that we will be the steam will be connected to a steam turbine so that the power have been generated. So I think we are familiar with the wind energy, which you can see while traveling to Kanyakumari district or Pollachi. We have the wind energy, and we have the tidal power plant in the Thuthukudi. Uh, it almost working condition, which was run by a private unit. And not mostly we have the wave energy in our country, and we have the hydroelectricity energy which we are having in our Tamil Nadu itself, which was operating in I think two places. So one is Kullur and another one is Metal. So we have the hydroelectric plant. I think wave energy has been repeated here, and another one is biomass. Biomass also nowadays it is growing, but we don't have the authentication power plant in India. So what is the renewable energy? So I have already said that renewable energy is any form of sustainable energy source that comes from natural environment. You can see if it is a solar, you need of sunlight. It is a natural energy. We no need to create it. That means renewable energy raw materials, that is the input, everything was naturally available in our environment. So those are the sustainable energy sources that comes from the natural environment. In what aspects the renewable energy is inexhaustible and it also has a clean alternate to fossil fuels. So, why we are going for a renewable energy means the input of a renewable energy is natural energy. We don't need to carry a coal or we don't need to get a diesel for diesel power plant like that. So, if it is a solar, we depend upon the sunlight. That energy is derived from the natural process. So, that is replenished constantly. That can be defined by a renewable energy working. So, what is known as sustainable energy? What is the sustainable energy provision? You can see the sustainable energy that meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. For example, here I have to register one thing. As we have the petrol engineering and diesel engineering, but in the future we are replacing. Present itself, we have been replaced the petrol engineering into a solar energy, solar vehicle, that is electric vehicle. So what we are going to give for our next coming generation is we have to give an green planet because of the carbon dioxide output from our diesel and electrical engine, diesel and engine. We have so many air pollutions. I think before Corona, we are familiar with the Delhi. Everybody are searching for the oxygen. They are purchasing the oxygen. Now they are having a oxygen parlor. Here, how we are having a ice cream parlor in Delhi, they are having a oxygen parlor. So you can go there and take a breath by an oxygen. Uh, so the country is going towards that. So we have to replace those kind of disaster going to happen in the future. So that we have to replace the diesel and solar. So that only our government, that means all over the worldwide, everyone are replacing an diesel and petrol engine to an solar engine, so solar electrical vehicle. This technology that promotes the sustainable energy includes renewable energy sources. What are the renewable energy sources? If it is a hydroelectricity, I think you are familiar with this, which was a pumped storage system. That means if it is near the dam, so while opening the dam, we have the high pressure water which is going to flow other end. And later we have the hydroelectric plant and we have the turbine which was connected at the output of the water. When you are releasing the water for cultivation to Tanjavur district or whatever, while removing it, they will maintain the pressure. So that while due to the pressure, the turbine will be rotating and we have the electrical energy as an output. So here the water is an renewable energy. We don't create the water, or we don't need to carry a water from one place. So it's a nature. It's a nature which was available in which was flows through the Kaveri and it reached the Mettur. For example, if you are looking at the Mettur hydropower plant, so while opening the dam, the water goes in a high pressure and the turbine blade will rotate and turbine will be coupled with an alternator and we have the power generation. Likewise, we have the solar energy. I think we have the solar energy in Musri, which was I think it is a 17 acres solar power plant. Before 2 years, it was run by a Wilson company. Now, Tata Power has been running the solar energy in our district. That means it is available in Musri. You can see that we have the solar was cultivated there, and we have generating the power, and we are private have been generating the power, and they are distributing to the government. So that is available in our district itself, and I think already we have spoken about the wind energy, and the wave is not familiar in our country. It was familiar in the country where we have much waiver, and we have the it's a developing power plant, wave power plant, and geothermal energy. It's in the olden days we have the geothermal energy, but due to some risky factors, nowadays the geothermal plant is not encouraged. And the tidal power plant, it was available near the seabed. So when the water comes and when the water stores and while returning back, we will have the turbine blade will be located at the water inlet and outlet well. So it's near the seabed. When the daytime the water will comes to the land area. That means it goes to it covers more surface of the land at the beach area which is nearer to the sea. So at the night time it goes in, the water will goes in. So by using this concept, the power have been generated. So those are the technologies designed to improve the energy efficiency. So the energy is energy which is replenishable with a human lifetime and causes no long-term damages to the environment. So if you are saying a solar or a wind or hydro, whatever it may, there is no harmful for human beings. So, because it is an renewable and it happened because of nature. But if you are looking towards a thermal plant where it is we are having a thermal power plant in Maytur. You can see at the surrounding area of the thermal power plant, you can see the hashes are capacitating around. But nowadays it was reduced by using the electrostatic concept by taking a smoke ashes at the chimneys. But in the olden days, we don't have those kind of concepts, and so that we have more air pollution. What is the importance of sustainable energy? Why we are going for sustainable energy? What are the benefits? So we are here. We are having a key benefit. We have three key benefits. One is environmental. So basically, we have to look after the environmental. Otherwise, we will suffer because of environmental changes. So if you are talking some of the uh, counting states, those are those what we are giving for our environment. It will return back to you. So that we have to energy can avoid and reduce air emissions as well as water consumption, waste, noise, adventure land use impact. Adverse land use impact. What we can register here means if it is a nuclear power plant. So if it is a nuclear power plant, you have to maintain the temperature of the nuclear. If we are utilizing a uranium or plutonium in the nuclear power plant, so we have to maintain the temperature so that water is mostly utilized in nuclear power plant, and we have the nuclear waste, which is very harmful for the living thing. In the nuclear power plant, they are depositing the nuclear waste in the sea, or they will bury under the earth. So everything is harmful. That's how we are adversing the land use impact. What is the energy for future generations? If renewable provide the rapid depletion of fossil fuel reserves, and it will empower the future generation to deal with the environmental impact of over dependence on fossil fuels. So, energy for future generation, how we are storing, how we are returning it back. How we are utilizing the renewable energy, how the rapid depletion replace the fossil fuels. How we are giving the empower future generation to deal with the environment impact. So, what is the energy security? That is the last key benefit. That is, it lessens our dependence on fossil and imported fuels. So, if you are utilizing the coal or a diesel, what is the security for the environment? So, but if it is a renewable energy, we don't need to have a security. We don't need to maintain a smoke at the end of the chimneys so that the ash won't be deposited around the plant areas where it has been located. So we don't need to import the fuels if you are using a diesel power plant or a fossil fuels. So that entirely different one. So that here we are having a security for energy. Next one is renewable energy is an energy which comes from natural resources. So I think I have repeatedly saying the renewable energy is an energy which comes from natural resources like sunlight, wind, rain, tides, and geothermal heat. So if it is a solar, it entirely depends upon the sun. So we have the solar radiation, which makes the production of solar electricity possible. So the solar energy, we need to have a solar cell where we have to maintain the temperature for good efficient, if possible. If possible, only we can maintain the temperature in the solar energy because we can't control the temperature of the sun, but we can maintain the temperature of the sun where we need it. So if you want to have a high efficiency of solar energy, so we have to maintain the temperature of solar cells around 45 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, the voltage may be decreased and the current will be increased. There is no changes of power. The efficiency will be decreased. So if you are maintaining the solar cells for 45 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, the efficiency will be much better. That means it will be more than 90%. What output we are expecting. For that, nowadays we are having the filters which will spray the water if the temperature is increased to 50 degrees Celsius. Uh, but in our district or in our state, like especially in Tamil Nadu, the solar have the good efficiency. It won't go more than 50 degrees Celsius. We can maintain it so that we can get more electric power. That is the main reason we can't plant the solar power plant in the desert. So because that we won't get efficiency power. That is expected power because of high temperature. Already I said it's a geothermal plant where we have to find the sleeping rocks. That means which will become a volcano in further days. We have to find it and we have to carefully drill the hole to the sleeping rocks where you will get more than temperatures. For example, there we will have more than 100 degrees Celsius. I think you are familiar with those volcanoes temperatures. So even the volcanoes goes inside the sea level also, the temperature will be maintained inside the sea. Uh, okay. So we have to find out those rocks and we can build a plant. So they will drill two holes. They will drill two holes in the earth. In the one hole, they will inlet the water so that the water will be spraying on the sleeping rock. So automatically we will get the pressurized steam. So one inlet was a water, and another one inlet outlet will be an opened pipeline. So the one inlet, if you are inserting a water, automatically in the other inlet we will receive the steam. So we can connect the steam to the steam turbine, and we can couple the alternator, and we will get the power. So in here we have the emission intensity of existing geothermal electricity. So we have the 122 kg of CO2 per megawatt of electricity. It entirely depends upon the intensity of existing geothermal electric plants. Okay, here we have the 1/8 of unconventional coal-fired plant. It's nearly to coal-fired plant, but we don't have the boiler here. Just we will directly spray water on the sleeping rock, and you will get the steam and the output of another outlet, so that we can generate a power. So next one is the wind energy, where we have the turbines convert kinetic energy of wind into mechanical or electric energy that can be used for power. Where wind does not require the use of fossil fuels, so it is considered as a renewable energy source. What are the advantages of wind turbines? No pollution. They are pollution free. Another one is while using the wind energy means that less is fossil fuels, coal and oil. So it means we burn to and make electricity. What are the disadvantages of wind turbine? Spoil the look of nature environment, or wind turbine makes noises. Those are the disadvantages. Mostly the wind turbines will be out of the city. Uh, it won't. It may be in an cultivated land, so that it spoils the look of nature environment. That's what we are reducing here. Next one is tidal power plant. So here in the diagram you can see we have individual blades which have been connected. But actually the tidal power plant, which was same as a hydro power plant, where here In the hydropower plant, we have the um, river water, but in tidal power plant, we have the sea water. That is the difference between uh, hydro and the tidal power plant. So, in the hydro power plant, we store the water in the dam, but in the tidal power plant, same concept, we store the water in the dam, but we will empty the water daily. When the daytime, the water will come and stores in the dam, but in the night times, it will return back to the sea. So, continuous process of this, you can get the clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation for the turbine, and you will get the energy. So, what is the uh, advantage and the disadvantage of tidal energy? So, if it is an advantages, it has an exhaustible source of energy. So, tidal energy is an environment friendly energy and does not produce greenhouse gases. What is the disadvantages? The cost of construction of tidal and power plant is high. Another one is there are very few ideal locations for construction of plants, and they too are localized to a coastal region only. So it should be nearer to the coastal region, or it may be closer to the coastal regions only. Next one is wave power. So wave power is the transport of energy by ocean surface waves and the capture of that energy to do useful work. So the wave energy mostly not located in our country. It was located in US and European countries, where we have the capable of high efficiency ideal condition of water, and we have the renewable energy sources obtained by wind via uh, the sun heating of our atmosphere. So, what is the disadvantage of wave power? Its improperly placed wave power plants can damage the marine ecosystem. Efficiency drops significantly in rough weather due to safety mechanisms. So, what is the hydroelectricity? You can see it was nearly to the dam. It will be located in the dam construction only, so that the electricity can be produced at constant rate. The lake's water can be used for irrigation purpose. What we are doing in native. Uh, Next one is what are the disadvantages in hydroelectricity? So the dams are extremely expensive. So in the olden days, British have built the native dam, but still now we don't have the that much stronger dam which we can't able to build that much a stronger dam which was built more than 50 years old, 60, 70, it may be a few decades. So the flood of large areas of land means that the natural environment is destroyed. What is biomass? The biomass is a common name for organic materials used as a renewable energy sources, such as wood, crops, and waste, where we can use the wood fuel, rubbishes, alcohol fuels, crops, landfill gases. So everything we can use as a biomass and we can generate a power. Energy efficiency. Everything we have generated. What is the energy efficiency? So it generally depends upon the sustainability. You will require the exchanges not only in the way energy is supplied, but in the way it is used and reducing the amount of energy required to deliver various goods or services in essential. So those are the concepts of renewable or sustainable energy. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Government of India and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they are trying to build renewable energy plants, so that only they are giving a subsidy for 70% if you are planning for a solar power plant, but it has been reduced to 50% in the past 2 months. If you are planning for a solar power plant, you can build a solar power plant and you can apply for a subsidy. The government is ready to give, ready to bear a 50% of capital cash with. cost which you have invested in the solar power plant. And even though we have the reduced subsidy for wind power plant, those are the encouraging words from the government of India for encouraging the renewable energy source and for environmental oriented issues to reduce the environmental oriented issues. Even though if you are building a solar power plant or if you are having a solar power plant in your home, you can directly you can have a bidirectional power. When the solar is connected, you can have the solar power to your house. When it is an excess of solar power, you can earn some revenues by giving a solar power to EB connection. So that we need to have a bidirectional board. So the excess power can be transmitted back to the EV board. You may ask, sir, when you are having a solar power plant in your home, when you are connecting to the EB by using a bidirectional. So if you are giving a power by your solar power plant to the EB, your meter will be reading will be reduced. That means it may be decreases. So sometimes you will have the negative values of the energy you may be consumed by using a EB power. So likewise, we can support the EV. So it automatically you can save the energy which was generated by using a thermal power plant like that. That's all about renewable and sustainable energy. If you have any doubts, you can ask now.